Recently, Soundtrap announced some new features coming to their tool. One of them I was very very happy about. I'm going to talk about that. But if you haven't looked at Soundtrap before, this is kind of what it is. It's a cloud-based audio creation, editing, collaboration tool. You can have your students create podcasts. They can create musical tracks. They can record themselves playing music. There's a lot that you can do with this in terms of audio creation and sharing. And the fact that it has collaboration features built right into it is always something that makes me happy, because when we have students working together, they don't have to be working on the same machine or at the same place and time in order to collaborate on anything. But the feature that they've added that I really like is the transcript feature. It's a pretty much a speech to text tool that's built into there. So as you are creating your audio tracks, it can pull the text out of that, which will allow you to edit more easily. But you also think about our students who have hearing difficulties, speech difficulties, English language learners, or even our dyslexic students. I see ways that this can help all of those students. So adding that transcript feature makes me very happy. Now, Soundtrap is a tool that we use in my district in our middle school, which we have Chromebooks, but we could be using this at the high school level too on our MacBook Airs. We could use it on Windows devices if we had any of those. So before I go into show the transcript feature, and I'm not going to go into the whole depth of Soundtrap, I think there's a lot into this, and there's some better videos out there about what Soundtrap can offer. But I'm going to show you kind of a couple things I really like. For one, we're talking about sharing and collaboration. So if I go and click on here, the three dots, if I'm once I'm in Soundtrap, I can add collaborators. And that's a really nice thing to be able to add other students. Or really, I see it as if you have your students working on a podcast for a class, they should be adding the teacher as a collaborator so that the teacher can jump in, provide feedback, provide help along the way, not just wait until the end. But also, you can share it out. So I already did a quick podcast recording. I'm just trying it out. I have to play with the tool in order to talk about the tool. So I created a quick podcast here called Use the Microphone, which will be on my blog, but it's pretty much where I talk about the fact that if you're at a conference, please use a microphone. But I relate that to other things inside the classroom. And one of the really nice things I like about Soundtrap is I can download the file, which if I can download the file, that means I can put it into my Google Drive if I need to share with somebody else. But then I also have some of these other features, a lot of different ways I can share this out. So if I go to YouTube, I can upload it directly to YouTube. And actually, that's what I did right here. So you can see that 5-minute podcast recording that I did earlier is already posted to YouTube, and you see my lovely picture right there. I can change that, of course, and I probably would, but that's kind of nice for me to be able to have that right there because it's an audio source and YouTube is so easy to share out from. But if I want to, I can also use SoundCloud is here, and then you can also share links out through Twitter, Facebook, or email, which, if I click, the email, it's just going to pop open my email program, which is not really useful because I don't have email on my computer. But I can also just get the link here, and that would be this link, and it's valid for 30 days. And I can also share that out a couple different ways. So I really like the sharing features here. And of course, if I can download it, I can throw it into my Google Drive, and which means I can share it out that way. If you're a school with a school Google account, that means you have unlimited storage on that. So once I go into the studio here, I'm going to go into the clip that I've already done, but you can create quick podcast tracks inside of Soundtrap. So I can just create a new recording, and I can select voice microphone as my input track. You can also select microphone, you can select instruments, you can add a lot of sound effects. You can really play around with the sound. I had a lot of fun, and my son and wife can probably attest to that because they're in another room playing with the different modifications for the microphone. So here's my microphone recording right here. I could add a new track if I want. I'm not going to, but you see voice and microphone there. Then you see a lot of different other options there, or I can even import a file. So if I created it somewhere else, I can import it that way. But down here is the transcript feature. Now I'm on the storyteller's trial, which gives me access to this. This is a feature coming to education accounts, I believe, next month or definitely before August. So that if you have an education account for Soundtrap, you're paying for it, you will have access to this. I'm on the storytellers, which is a way to get the podcast features of this. But you can see that it pretty much took all my spoken audio here and it made a transcript for the whole thing. And so the nice thing is if I go here, and I did not say Burberry, so I'm going to go through and fix that if I want, because I can just right click on that and do text correction, which is really nice. I can edit that text quickly. But it jumped into the part of the audio track where that is, so I can now edit a little better. Now if I want to go find where I said something, maybe I misspoke, maybe I really want to state something better, I can quickly get to that point and find out where I need to make that edit. And that is great, especially if you're your kids talking for a bit, because, you know, they need to learn that it's not going to happen correctly on the first time through, that you need to speak things through, maybe find a better way to state that, be more a little succinct. You're not going to be long-winded, kind of like this video is probably going to end up being, but finding better ways to say that. So having that speech to text tool built into Soundtrap makes me really happy in terms of accessibility and being able to help more types of learners in our classroom. But then all the other features of Soundtrap I'm really a big fan of, especially the collaboration features, being able to share out very easily a lot of different ways. And there's some other features they introduced with the podcasting stuff, like being able to kind of invite somebody else in to add in audio tracks who may not be on your account. You can invite in anybody in a way. I think that's really cool. But the transcript feature is kind of my favorite thing that they came out with. So if you do have Soundtrap in your schools, next month or so, hopefully you're going to start seeing that. So give it a try. There is a limit to how much you can transcript each month. This is just mine on the trial account. I think I was told it'd be like an hour that you have access to. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I believe that's what I've read. But I really do think this is a really cool feature. So if you're in education, you have Soundtrap, give it a try. Let your kids create podcasts, share out, go well beyond the walls of the classroom by creating and sharing out with people.